Hey guys, today we're going to be doing a nice, simple, and an easy to make clam linguine recipe. This is a delicious and simple, pretty much straightforward recipe. So let's go. Alright guys, so first off we're going to be mincing our garlic. I'm going to be using 4 garlics, but if you're a garlic lover then go ahead and use 6. But if you hate garlic, you don't have to use garlic. So first off, peel your garlic. Make sure there's no skin on it and check it for any imperfection. If there's any, just slice it off like me. Next off, we're gonna mince our garlic. Mince it really rough if you like it, or really fine if you want really fine. It's up to you. After you're done mincing your garlic to your liking, just put it in a bowl and set it aside. Next, we're gonna be cutting up some fresh basil, but if you don't have any fresh basils, then go ahead and use dried. Around a teaspoon should be good. Yep, there's my basil plant. Alright, now we're going to be cutting our basil. So first off, you want to roll the basil up as tightly as possible into a long roll. And we're going to be creating a rocking motion with our knife. You want to make sure that your knife does not come off the cutting board. Alright, once you're done cutting your basil up, just set it aside into a pile, and we're going to be cutting one last thing. So we're going to be juicing a lemon later, so just squish it down and then cut it in half, and then saran wrap the other half that we're not going to be using. You can use it for anything you want, like put it on top of a fish if you're going to cook one, or anything you're doing. Next, we got the clams. So I'm going to be using Wegmans 50 count low neck clams. It's really good because they're farm grown and they really don't have much sand. I soaked them for about an hour and now I'm just shaking them off. Now we got the linguine pasta. So you could be using any pasta you want. I'm just going to be using linguine. Make sure you generously salt the water, and we're just going to cook the whole packet. Listen to your instructions and cook it until al dente. Mine is 10 minutes. Now we're gonna cook our sauce. So first off, we're gonna be using around a tablespoon of olive oil. Then we're gonna be melting 4 tablespoons of butter. This makes the sauce really rich. Now just let it melt. Alright, now we're going to be adding in our minced garlic. Make sure your heat's set to medium heat, and we're just going to let this basically cook and infuse into the butter for around 3 minutes. We don't want it to get this too golden. We want it still kind of white. So 3 minutes. Just keep on stirring it so it doesn't stick to the pan. And then we're going to be adding in some red pepper flakes. So here I got around 2 teaspoons of red pepper. Now we got half a cup of clam juice. Just add it in. Turn your heat to medium high. And just give it a stir. Now we're going to be using some white wine. We're going to be using around 2/3 cups of white wine. I got this from Trader Joe's. It's not too expensive. It's like $2 a bottle. Give it a stir. Turn it on high heat. Now we got our clams, so we're just gonna add it in, and we're just gonna basically let this steam up for around 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how your stove is, and we're just gonna let this cook in the cover. So just cover it up, and then set a timer for 3 to 5 minutes. I'm gonna be judging off the pasta timer. Now we got our canned clams, Bumblebee's clams. Oh, this is amazing. So just open up your cans, but not all the way. You want to make sure that the lid is still intact because we're not going to be using the juices later. Alright, now we're going to be emptying the juices from our cans just in the sink. Plain and simple. Alright, our pasta is finished. Just throw it into a strainer and then just rinse it with a lot of cold water until the pasta isn't hot anymore. We don't want our pasta to cook anymore. Alright, after 3 to 5 minutes, our clams should start to open. Just remove the ones that are open to prevent overcooking. So there's a couple left in there. They're starting to open, but that's fine. So we're just going to pour the clams and the sauce into another bowl. And we're just going to basically strain the sauce to prevent a sandy sauce. So if you have a strainer, then you could pour it back into the pan with a strainer. But if you don't, just pour most of the sauce back, but leave the ones underneath behind because sand will fall back. So just pour back most of the sauce and just leave a decent amount behind to prevent sand. Alright, after that's done, we're going to be adding in our 3 canned clams right into the sauce. Turn the sauce on high and then squeeze your half of the lemon. And then we're going to be adding in our pasta and just let it cook and heat back up for around 2 to 3 minutes and add back the rest of your clams. I just left it aside because I like to put them on top and not let it like mix in. Now we're going to be adding in our basil for that extra freshness. And if you got some parsley, then you can add in your parsley. I'm going to be using around 2 teaspoons, but it's up to you. Now we're just going to stir it around, make sure the sauce is in the noodles, and we're going to start plating. So what I like to do is just grab around 1 to 2 tongs full of noodle and just put it right into the plate. And make sure you get some of that clam meat. Just put it right on the side into a corner. Just make sure it looks presentable. And now we're going to be forming the pasta thingy-majiggy. So I like to grab it, twist, and lift. Just like that. And I'm going to be adding clams into every single corner basically. Making that circle. Make sure you got all that clam meat that you want. This is a clam heaven right here. You could add more if you want. I'm going to be adding around 11 total. Actually 10. I miscounted. Add some parsley and some black pepper. And then we're going to be adding in some fresh basil. And then I'll see you at the taste test. Alright guys, look at this. Look at this amazing clam linguine we have made. Look how nice this is. Okay, let's give it a try. The linguine tastes so much more like, I don't know, like actual pasta rather than the other dry brands. This brand is actually really good. Like you can tell the difference of the quality, and it's like $1 more. Now, this is definitely one of my favorite recipes to cook because I love clams. The clams are impeccable. It's so sweet, tastes so fresh from the ocean. Wegmans clam, definitely an A+ for you. Wegmans is like really good with their like seafood and stuff. Just if you guys didn't know, the ShopRite, that's a little bit different of their story because ShopRite's stuff is not like as good as Wegmans for sure. Basil adds a touch of freshness to this dish. Amazing. This is better than basically restaurant quality. The white wine, so good. Go to the restaurant, get clam linguine. They only give you like 4. This plate right here with all the clams, probably under $5, literally. I feel like little neck clams are the best, and they're just not too big for the pasta. Fresh is literally the best. The sauce is amazing. You can literally grab a whole loaf of French baguette, dip it right in the sauce and eat it. Like, oh, I can imagine that right now. So good. Well, that is it, guys. Please be sure to once again drop a like and subscribe for more delicious and great content. Goodbye.